All right, we have something very exciting to announce, a new feature available for anyone who shops with us online. It is same-day local Chicagoland delivery. That's right. You can buy something on the website and have it delivered to you that day. And it doesn't, you don't have to be in Chicago. You can be in Chicagoland. It goes into the suburbs. Now, depending on where you live is how expensive it'll be. It's somewhere between like $9 and $15, maybe more. So to try this out, I'm going to shop right now. I'm going to buy something and have it set to be delivered to me. I live about 11 miles south of Challengers. I'm near Hyde Park, not in Hyde Park, but near Hyde Park. So right now it is 11:20 a.m. and I'm going to buy some stuff on the website, and we're going to see how long it takes to get to me. And okay, I've just put one book in my cart. Let's grab something else just to make it worth my while. Mind management. Now I've got 2 books in my cart. Also, there's no minimum purchase to get this delivery. Let's go to checkout. I'm not logged in. So, oh no, it knew me as shop. So, okay. So let's see. Under ship to my home. Okay. And now let's see. Shipping, there's standard, there's express. Local delivery. Delivered by local courier same day as long as order is placed by 4 p.m. Otherwise, order sent by courier the next day. Okay. So to reach me 11 miles away from the store, it is $15. So I'm going to do that. And I'm completing my transaction. It already logged me into my shop account, so I didn't have to log in. And all right, my order has been placed. I bought Mind Management New and Improved #1, Cover C, Blind Bag Variant, signed by Matt Kint for $8. Fort Psycho #1, Cover A, double signed by Matt Kint and Brian Hurt. And that was $13.98. Then $15 for shipping, which is what our priority mail shipping costs normally. And my total is $28.98. So the order is coming. It is now 11:23. I will let you know exactly when the order arrives and what the experience is like with the driver. And again, I'm 11 miles away, so it's $15 for me, but it is significantly cheaper if you are closer to Challengers than I am. There are, I believe, 18 different shipping zones that Dow had set up with this service. And the further out you get, obviously, the more expensive the shipping is. But I want to say 15 is like the high end. So, yeah, we'll see. And again, this is, I believe, available to the western suburbs, the northern suburbs. I guess you will find out when you plug in your shipping address. And I guarantee you that this is Sunday, by the way. I'm doing this on Sunday, the 16th of August. This is the time when this went live. And I guarantee you that when we record this week, or I guess later in the episode for you, Dad will be able to explain it in greater detail. But anyway, I'm excited to see how this works. And this could be quite a handy tool for people who live in Chicago and the Chicagoland area. Okay, update #1. I received an email at 11:29. Was that 6 minutes after the transaction? Please review your address. Your Challengers Comics order is scheduled for delivery on Sunday, August 16th. Please review the address information we have for this order. If it is correct, no action is required. If it is incorrect, please update your address. Is this a gift? We can send tracking information to the gift recipient as well. Let us know as soon as possible. And it shows the scheduled date, my address, and then it says buzzer, NA. I, in fact, have a buzzer. So I clicked on the Update Delivery Info button, and it brings me to a screen to update my delivery. Couriers will leave your delivery in the lobby when delivering to an apartment or suite with missing unit number and or buzzer information, or if the courier cannot enter the main building. We cannot update the main address at this time. Please contact Challengers for more information. But can I add that I have a buzzer? Yes, there is a buzzer. I'm just typing yes. Actually, they have my number, so I assume they're just going to call and say they're here. It gives delivery instructions or gift options where you can click this is a gift, send tracking information to the gift recipient. I typed yes to buzzer, so I'm going to hit send. And we'll see what that does. It says sent. Thanks, your buzzer and instructions have been updated. Then I have a delivery confirmation number and an order number. All right, let's move it along. It is now 12:51, and my books have been picked up from Challengers, and they are now out for delivery. It took about an hour and a half, a little less than an hour and a half, to be connected with a delivery driver in the area. I'm not sure how drivers are surfaced, if they are all specific drivers from this company. I don't think so. I think they connect to a network of delivery drivers in the area. And in fact, if you just heard that beep, that is Val telling me my book was picked up. Picked up, yeah. I'd actually gotten a notice already. So yeah, they're estimating that it'll take 27 minutes to get here. That is not uncommon, especially with this being the Air and Water Show weekend and typical weekend traffic. So yeah, considering this driver has to get connected to the service and then go to Challengers, pick up the books, and then drive about a half an hour to the south side to drop them off. I think $15 is kind of great. So an hour and a half later, we are on the way. It looks like all said and done. It doesn't have an ETA, but it'll be roughly 2 hours from the time I ordered, which I think is pretty great, especially since this isn't a driver that was sitting at Challengers and got dispatched. Yeah, all right. I'll check in when I have the books in hand. And this is the final update. It is 1:25, just 2 hours after I ordered my comics. I have my package in hand. The driver came and delivered them just now. I had, as you had heard earlier, I asked them to buzz when they get here. They buzzed. I buzzed them into the lobby of the building, and I went outside. They met me there, handed me the package, took a photo for proof of delivery, and there have been a series of emails. There has been constant updates from the app for the deliveries, and right now there are 4 new ones. Tome has delivered your Challengers comics order. I presume that's the driver's name was Tome. Next one, Tome has delivered the order ID number, blah, 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 blah. The receipt from the app, Trexity, and an email from Challengers saying the order was delivered. And it's packed up like we pack up all orders that are being shipped. It just has a different kind of label on it with a giant QR code. And yeah, that was it. 2 hours since I ordered. I have my books in hand, and like I said, I live 11 miles away from the store. So overall, this was our very first experience using the delivery service, the local same-day Chicagoland area delivery service that we are now offering, and I got to say it was incredibly smooth. 2 hours later, I'm holding the books. This is pretty great, and this is going to be incredibly helpful for anybody that wants their books right away or the same day and live within the Chicago and Chicagoland area. Obviously, I would recommend it for people that are either going to be home all day or work from home or, will be around. And it isn't immediate. It doesn't show up within 5 minutes, but I am, again, 11 miles south of the store, and I got my books within 2 hours. This is great. This is the final postscript about the delivery. I fully intended to tip the driver when they got here. There isn't an opportunity to tip on the Shopify app when you're buying the book from challengerscomics.com. So I figured I'd give them a couple of bucks in cash when they got here. However, I was unprepared. I was in my office working when they buzzed, and my wallet is in my bedroom. And because they were buzzing, I just ran right to the door to let them in rather than think I wasn't home or didn't hear them. And anyway, I literally forgot to grab my wallet to give them a couple of bucks, and I didn't tip, and they didn't seem fazed by it in any way. So if you were wondering if you have to tip, that is entirely up to you, and it is not required.
This is a message brought to you by Patrick and Dale from Challengers Comics. It's pretty good.
In the Midwest, you know the best is there waiting, so come and join the conversation. Heister approved, fan and artist and creator too. This is how the challengers do. What? Keep the conversation moving along. Keep reading comics, keep your local store strong. It's hard and it's a job for the challengers. What? Comics and conversation, y'all.
From
Challengers Comics in Chicago.
This is Contest of Challengers, a comics industry business podcast with
Patrick Brower.
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 Patrick Brower and W. Dal Bush.
W. Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Del Bush.
Dal.
Del. Del.
Dal.
W. Dal Bush.
Here's Patrick and Dal.
Okay, so we obviously just had a solid 12 or so minutes of me talking about the new local same-day delivery system.
Same-day local delivery.
But before I go any further, I just want to point out that every comic shop is different. But what I think really helps, not challengers, but me personally, is you. Every technological change that is made to the store, I only know how to do it because you learn it first and you teach it to me.
We have our strengths and weaknesses.
We do. And it's like, I'm not, this is in no way me denigrating my contributions to the store,
which are manifold.
But the point of this is that a very short period of time ago, you had said, I want to do local delivery. And we toyed with this a long time ago. We had a program called,
I'll build in the backstory for this a little bit. We obviously had done delivery during COVID.
Yeah.
The store had been closed. We were unable to sell stuff in person. So you and I got in the car on Wednesdays and drove around Chicago dropping things off for people because the store couldn't be open. So we might as well go do that. When the store reopened and we could not drive around doing that ourselves.
We didn't have the time anymore because we were in the store.
Right, because the store was open. We partnered with some folks, customers of the store, friends of the store, bike messengers, basically, to continue the delivery service for people that didn't feel comfortable leaving their homes. But that was really difficult. And we had to take on a lot of logistics ourselves. We weren't really built for it. And
we had to design the routes for each person based on where they lived, where they were coming from,
and
where they wanted to end up.
This is, for us, this was before we were really using a lot of stuff like Managed Comics and a lot of the Shopify elements of the website.
Oh, yeah, definitely pre-Shopify.
So
remember updating PDFs every night and posting them back on the site? Like, here's what's available.
Yeah, here's the trades we've got. So a lot of that stuff, it was not super easy to do. And as COVID started to recess, it felt less useful. People weren't utilizing it as much. So we kind of let it go. But the idea of doing local delivery is something we've wanted to do for a long time. Shopify does offer an integration with Uber where you can just have local delivery as an option. They're baked in things in Shopify's code to enable local delivery. The problem is that Uber integration is only at the highest tier of Shopify service, which is like 50 times what we're paying right now for monthly service. So it's like, this is not going to work. Like, we would be paying so much more a month just to allow ourselves the opportunity to then do delivery.
The same way when you log into your Gmail account, there's now always a blue upgrade rectangle in the upper right corner telling you, like, you're not getting the best service possible. We want you to spend a ton more money to get emails,
to get AI tools. I'm going to do a quick little digression real fast.
That you're digressing from your digression.
That I would have started the podcast with if we hadn't started with your coverage.
Well, at least you're tying it into something that you wanted to talk.
Specifically about AI.
Yeah.
So here's 2 quick AI things that have happened recently. There was a customer who was asking for some recommendations and had questions about a couple of books in particular that they'd heard about. The first one they mentioned, I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't think that's one we carry. And his response was, oh, ChatGPT says you had it. And he shows me his phone. And sure enough, there's a thing saying like, oh, you should check out this book of Challengers. And there's like a link to it being on our website. So I'm like, oh. And I look, I'm like, wow, we do have it. Oh, it's in the discount section. Yes, we do have this. Yes, we have this book you asked about. Wow, ChatGPT was way ahead of me. On the other hand, got a phone call a couple days ago. A customer asking me about grading comics and getting comics appraised. Standard question we get all the time.
Sure.
I said, we don't actually do any buying or any appraising. We don't do any grading. We don't even deal in vintage books, so I wouldn't even know where to start with that. And I was informed that AI had told him that we do, and it had said we do multiple times. And I'm like, wow, okay, well, 1, that's wrong, and 2, I can't correct that. I don't know why it said that. I'm sorry you were misinformed by AI. But this person, and I'm not really conveying their tone, was very like they had been baited and switched in some way. And it's like,
yeah, they were by AI.
I can't control what AI exports. There's nothing on our site that says that we do any of those things or carry any of those things.
In fact, there are things that say we don't do any buying.
So I'm sorry that AI hallucinated and told you something erroneous. But on the other hand, sometimes AI was genuinely helpful. It had recommended a book to somebody that I would have thought like, oh, we don't have that. Oh, we do have that. And I don't think they bought it, but we still had it.
Oh, well, that's less of a good story.
It's useful. But it was still a thing of like, wow, AI was, in that instance, was like, had caught me on my error. But anyway, so we had been looking into doing delivery for a while.
And for admittedly intrusive?
Admittedly incorrect.
We've been looking at for a while of trying, well, you say looking at it for a while, but after we wound down the bike messenger program.
Yeah.
And I want to point out that before COVID, we did try to have a service called
Driver
Challengers at Home, which was a delivery system to people in Chicago. It would have also been a bike messenger, but that was just because that's what the person that agreed to do it for us drove. That was their mode of transportation.
Yeah, and this would be like one person, so the delivery route was going to be very like, we can go to the loop and that's kind of it.
Yeah,
like that's as far out as.
And we were trying to target people who could get their books delivered to work, and we had one person who was interested, but we would need at least 5 people on a route to make it worth this person's time.
Right.
And we never got that. We only ever got interest from one person. So we I was going to say we shut it down, but we never really got it off the ground.
No, it was a proposal that we couldn't make work, so we just never proceeded with.
Once again, Challengers is way ahead of the times.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing is that
sarcastically.
No, legitimately, like these are sometimes we have these ideas and it's like there's no way to do this, and then it's like technology catches up and suddenly it's like
I always want to sell comics on Mars, and you won't let me.
Patrick, I've told you before, you can go anywhere you want. You want to go to Ireland? Go to Ireland. You want to go to Mars? Go to Mars.
Wait, if I go to Ireland, do I have to come back?
No, you don't have to. So
will I still get paid?
While we haven't been looking into doing delivery,
still be half owner of the business.
It's something we've wanted to do for a while.
Also, I should never do that low talking, fun little joke thing, because when I put this through Clean Voice, it will either enhance it or scrub it.
Oh, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I say we'll find out. I won't even listen. I won't know.
Yeah.
So it's not something we've been actively pursuing, but it's something we wanted to do for a while. The idea is local delivery. And after once again looking into the Shopify version and finding out Shopify only offers Uber and Uber is only at the highest tier, I'm like,
super high tier. I'm like what would it be, like $3,000 a month?
Yeah, it's like 30 times I think what we're paying right now, around that. 15 to 30 times. It's a lot. And again, this is not to cover the delivery. This is just to let us use the delivery service.
Of the service that they use.
Right. So after once again finding out that we were locked in that, I'm like,
Dal said, no, that is not good enough for me. That is not good enough for my shop. And that is not good enough for our customers. I'm going to make this work.
I'm like, there's got to be another service we can use. And some of the reason
to be a better way.
I specifically didn't say that. One of the things that had brought this on is that we're doing more shipping, and a consequence of doing more shipping is finding that a lot of the shipping that's going out
Is real close to the store.
is within a couple miles of the store. There have been at least one occasion where I've messaged someone to go, hey, you chose delivery on this. You're not a regular customer. You are 3 blocks away from the store. Do you really want me to ship this out, or do you want to come in and get it? Do you know how close we are to you? Did you not know that when you ordered this? So seeing enough of this and finding out, like, look,
What did they say now?
they came in for it. And I get it. Some people don't want to come in. They're fine waiting a few days, paying, $7 or whatever to get their stuff shipped out and get it in a few days. But there's enough of this where I'm like, these are people that are within a couple miles of the store, and delivery to them cannot cost that much. So a quick Google search found us a company that does local delivery in Chicago, and I contacted them and went through a week or two of emails and Zoom calls and stuff to figure out, like, is this going to work for us? Is this going to work for our customers? And finding out that it did meet our needs. It was something that did not seem super expensive. They were fine with the style of orders that we would send out, the weight and the size. The frequency was fine with them. It's like a buy order system. We're not paying to do X amount of orders in a week, so we need to hit that minimum or we're losing money. It's just like, if one person a week uses it, fine. If 10 people a day use it, also fine. So yeah, we rolled it out. Patrick was our test subject, as you've all heard. We did not want to do any like high level like branding on the site, social media posts, things in emails, whatever, without knowing how it would actually work, both from our side, me packing something up and sending out and monitoring it, and Patrick acting as the consumer in this, being able to, how long did it take? What were the messages he was getting? Did everything make sense? How was the driver? What condition did the book show up in? So once that all went well, we decided to roll it out, and it's been 3 or 4 days, and some people have already started using it. We've sent out an email to all of our subscribers who got books this past week, letting them know that if you are a local subscriber and you want to switch over to local delivery on a regular cadence, weekly, twice monthly, let us know. We can make that happen for you. It'll just be a simple thing you do at checkout. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see if people want to start doing that. I don't know what the ceiling is on this. I don't know how many people are interested in it. It starts at $9, which, I mean, if you live within just a couple miles of the store, you're going to pay $9. That's not bad.
Yeah, I may have said it started at $5 earlier this podcast, but that would have been wrong.
That's way wrong.
But also, I did say that it got more expensive the further you went, and said that it was $15 to get to where I live on the south side.
Right.
So, yeah, if I did, I don't remember, but I may have said $5. But anyway, if I did say $5, that was like 10 minutes ago. So
okay,
it's not as if people have.
And this current delivery that somebody had ordered is out for delivery now.
Hey, all right.
Which is pretty cool. I don't know if Patrick had mentioned this, but one of the neat things is our ability to monitor things from the admin side of things.
Did not bring that up at all. I reacted from the consumer point.
So we can see, like, when a driver's been assigned, where the driver's coming from, when the driver's scheduled to get to the challengers, and then once it's picked up, what route are they taking to get to the customer? When is it getting dropped off? So a lot of the same things that a customer could follow on the emails and the tracking that they're provided, we can follow it too, which is pretty cool. And certainly, like, since this is a new service that we're having fun with and we're excited to offer, I look at a lot of these things because there's not like, it was the same way for when we first started doing like delivery shipping through like Shopify.
Yeah.
It was so cool to see like different things change. Oh, it's tracking added. Oh, it's been picked up. Oh, it's out for delivery. Like, now we do so many shipping orders that I only check it occasionally to be like, is everything fine? Did this get logged in by USPS? Okay, great. We're done. And hopefully it'll be the same way at some point with this, where it'll be so commonplace and such a regular part of our business that I won't be as charmed by it. But right now I'm charmed by it.
Sure. And you have every right to be.
I think it's neat.
I only follow up on deliveries we have to send through our stamps.com account.
Yeah.
Because those, since they're outside of the Shopify system, you want to make sure that they get where they're going when they're supposed to.
Sure.
But why don't you talk a little bit about this particular order, because it was placed last night.
Yeah. So we're still in the early phases of, it's been delivered in 8 minutes. It's pretty so there's multiple things that happen during an order. And obviously anyone who's ever done any gig economy related deliveries, whether that's, like a DoorDash or an Uber Eats, or even, stuff like, I don't know, maybe Amazon. I don't know if that counts or not. They have their own drivers, but gig economy stuff. There's multiple parts of the process. We're going to do them in order. An order comes in at Challengers, and then we pack it up.
Yes.
Then when that's done, we, at this point, enter the order into our courier service. That courier service then takes it from there. They will assign a courier. That courier will come to the store and pick up the package, and then they will deliver that package to the customer. If there's multiple packages, they will do multiple orders in a row. We had 2 orders come in pretty much at the same time on Monday. So one courier picked up both packages and delivered them to both customers. The shortest part of the process that I've seen over the several packages we've done is the final step. Once they pick up the package at Challengers, things happen real fast because people are not that far away, and your packages are not super complicated. So it's usually like once the package is picked up, it's like 15 to 20 minutes at the most. Some people are like 10 minutes. It's not, most people do not live that far.
I think mine was a little bit longer.
Yours is a little longer because it was a lot farther up, but I bet I could look at it and see that it was under half an hour, which I think is pretty great. It's like point-to-point delivery, basically.
Yes, but that's the last step.
Yeah. What we're finding is that the company that we're partnering with they're a Canadian company that does a lot of courier stuff and a lot of...
Once again, we are using a Canadian company to greatly improve our American business.
Yes. This is the third one that I can think of. Shopify, also Canadian.
Yeah, I know.
Managed Comics is the other one.
I'm aware. And I know you're telling the customer.
And then the third one is this company that we're dealing with. So they are only starting out at
Carnival Comics?
a couple different American cities. Chicago happens to be one of them. So when I was doing a quick Google search, they came up because Chicago is one of the several cities they're doing. The problem is, since they're just expanding to America, they don't have the huge driver base that you would expect when you're looking at something like an Uber Eats or a DoorDash or Postmates or whatever.
And that was something I talked about earlier. We don't know what their driver pool is if they literally can talk to people who are driving for everybody, for Uber, for DoorDash, for whatever.
So, I mean, the way it looks to me is that they're not looped in on anything else. These are all competing businesses. So you would have to get a driver to sign up with this service as well and check them to see if they're taking any orders right now in your area. So you have to sign up drivers, basically.
Yeah, but most gig economy people that we know, they drive for everybody.
Right, but they might not know about this company yet. So it's incumbent upon the service to then reach out to, to advertise their services to drivers to go, hey, drive for us.
Hey, if there's any of our customers who are, in fact, delivery drivers and who'd like to know more about this and maybe hook up with this company to do deliveries for Challengers, let us know. We'll give the information.
And then on top of that, you can let us know how they treat you. Is this a good, ethical company? Are they treating people well?
On the plus side,
I'm curious about that part.
We have a repeat driver already.
We do. So we know this company has at least 3 drivers in their network. Yeah. So the problem, not problem, but the thing that I need to talk to this company about and be like, are we working on this? Is that the longest part of the process is assigning a courier. That is the part where I'm always like, it takes forever. It feels like relative to when because we will prep an order. Once it comes in, the order will be prepped in under an hour. Honestly, depending on when it comes in, it could be under 10 minutes.
Unless it comes in the middle of the night, then it's got to wait.
Yeah. By which I mean, when I say under an hour, I mean from when we open, if you place it overnight, it will be packed up and ready to go. This one was placed overnight. It was packed up within half an hour and was scheduled for delivery within 45 minutes of us opening, which I think is pretty good considering the amount of stuff that has to be dealt with as soon as the store is open.
And I think that part of that is actually because of their time frame of only working in 15-minute chunks.
Yeah.
Right? It was actually packed up at
11:30.
Yeah.
But 11:45 was as soon as the driver could be assigned to it. And then once the assigning process starts, then they have to match to a courier, and that courier has to come and pick it up. The issue that we're finding at this part of the process, which again is hopefully something that can and will improve with time, is that they do not have a huge driver base, which means it can take a little while to find an available driver, and that driver will probably be coming from farther away. This is not a thing where if you're in Bucktown and you call for a Lyft or an Uber to pick you up, they are probably less than 3 blocks away. They're everywhere. You're probably not going to wait more than 10 minutes. I would love for us to be in a position where we schedule a delivery and a delivery driver is to us, within 15 minutes. That would be insane. I would love for that to happen. That is not where we're at right now. It is taking a little longer for people to get assigned. And then when they do get assigned, again, they have to drive from farther out. So once they get to the store and they pick up, by the time we're scheduling something, they're ready to go. There's always a text message that comes in while we're recording.
Yeah, I can't tell you the sheer number of emails that have come in already during this recording. Did you need to answer that?
I'll tell her. I'll let her know in a second.
So basically, oh no, everything is happening at once. We are not in the podcastatorium, and I have dropped my notebook, which normally is not that big of a deal, but this is a much further distance. Hooray, I found it. Everyone, rejoice. The issue that we're having with today's specific delivery, and it's not really an issue, it's that Dal's standards are so high that he is...
So this gets to an overall challenge. Well, this gets to an overall challengers thing. We have worked with a lot of people over the years. Other stores, publishers, creators, whatever. When we are working with anybody in a partnership, we don't want to waste anyone's time. So we work fast and we work efficiently. It's the same thing with like shipping something out. If someone places an order, that thing is packed up usually within an hour, regardless of when like USPS or UPS or whoever is picking it up, like that thing is ready to go. What are you looking at? Sure thing.
There is one off the soundboard collection I don't have. And it's Poughkeepsie.
Okay.
And it's the one of the only handful of shows Mark St. John played before he was replaced.
Okay.
I think he did 3, maybe 5 shows, but they did release an of the soundboard. And for some reason, I'm like, wait, do I have that one? So since they're in full view of me right now, I'm double checking. But the one on the far right, I can't read.
Virginia Beach.
Okay. Yeah. So Poughkeepsie is the one I don't have.
Okay.
Sorry, this has nothing to do with comics, but Dal did ask me what I was looking at.
It was very distracting
because I was staring intently past him.
Yes, I was trying to look him in the eyes, and he's staring intently at something with a concerned look on his face. So it's like, what is happening? Anyway,
I just can't. Like that one is unavailable to me.
When we work with other people,
most interested to hear because I've never got to see Mark St. John play.
Any services, any partnerships, stuff like that, shipping things out, getting things ready for local pickup, like we work really fast. So it can, we expect that same level from anybody we work with, which is sometimes unfair. Anyone, again, who's ever done any sort of gig economy food delivery thing will know the special kind of frustration that comes from seeing that your order is ready at a restaurant, a driver's been assigned, it takes them forever to get there, and then they just cancel. And then a new driver has to be assigned, and it's like, my food.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing their job except for the person in the middle who's not.
Or one of your other pet peeves of food delivery is seeing the food get picked up and watch them go in a different direction.
Yep.
Realizing, oh, they've got somewhere else to go first.
There's 1 to 2 other people they're also delivering food for. I'm last. So it's a little frustrating. Again, like when I've packed these things up, order comes in, let me grab the books, let me immediately pack it up, let me immediately schedule the pickup. Boom, we're ready to go. And then it's like half an hour of matching courier. And it's like, okay, like it's here, it's ready to go. Just where's the driver? And then, half an hour goes by and then it's like, oh, we found a courier. They are in Rosemont. Okay, that's not close to where we are. Like now it's like, okay, now you found a courier. It's 25 minutes for them to get to the store and pick up the package. And then again, once they pick it up, it's dropped off in like 15, 20 minutes. So it's fine. And again, all of this is happening, as Patrick will frequently remind me, it's still same day.
Yeah, we're not promising like 1 hour delivery.
No, I can't. I wish I could. It's all happening same day. But for me, it's like, I want people to be fucking dazzled. I want them to be like,
right.
Why don't want, holy shit, I can't believe this came this fast.
Like, oh, I thought it would be here faster.
Yeah. And again, like you can sometimes get that sort of false sense of speed because you will immediately get a thing saying like, hey, your order's ready for pickup. Like, great. And then it'll take an hour for it to get picked up and then another 20 minutes to get delivered. And it's like, yeah, it was ready to go. Why is it taking so long? And it's kind of a first world problem situation where that expectation is out of bounds. It is not fair to the driver. It's not fair to the service. And again, this is a new service that's offering this in Chicago. They are not scaled up enough. They have not gotten there. In a few months, a few years, hopefully we'll be in that position where, yeah, you schedule the other thing that we want to do with this that we thought would be of more value to people than just I ordered something on a Wednesday night and it was delivered to me on Thursday, or I ordered something Monday afternoon and it got to me Monday night, is your subscriptions, is getting your subscriptions sent out on a regular basis. So if it's scheduled in advance with us, you get your books packed up on a Tuesday night. We schedule a delivery driver to come in 11 a.m. Wednesday. So 11, hopefully, they have already scheduled the courier by that point. So it's not just at 11 o'clock, they will try and find a driver. Hopefully it is a driver is there at 11 a.m. to pick up the stuff. And then people get their things really quickly on new release day. That is the part that I feel like would be of more value and is something that would work a lot faster. But we'll see.
I think we'll get there.
I hope so.
I think that so far it is running well.
Yeah, there's some back end things that we would want to have work differently. Again, since this is a Canadian company, they do not have a US Shopify integration yet. They have a Canadian one, which is super smooth, and you literally hit a button and then everything that needs to get sent to the courier gets sent to the courier. Currently, we have to act as the middleman for that. We have to go to the service's website and fill in all the information to then do all of the courier stuff. Hopefully, one person at the company told me 30 to 45 days. Another person at the company told me, I thought this was done already. So somewhere between already and a month and a half from now, it should get a lot easier for us.
Which honestly is a lot faster than I would have expected for us starting out with the thing.
So we'll see.
I'm interested in learning how it goes because while you showed me how to do this, I actually haven't had to fill an order yet because I was on the opposite side.
Yes.
On Sunday. I don't work Monday when you had multiple orders come in.
And honestly, we were really lucky for that because I worked with Molly Jane on Monday, and Molly Jane is in charge on Thursdays, and I wasn't going to be in the store on Thursday to do any of this. So I kind of needed to show Molly how all of the local delivery stuff worked. And it's harder to do that when you're just talking in theoreticals. You can show the different things, but luckily we had a couple orders come in. So I could do the first one showing her how I do it. And then I could have her do the second one. And she could then do it herself and figure it out. So that way, when an order came in Wednesday night, I didn't even have to contact her on Thursday to be like, all right, remember to do this, this, and this. She just did it and it's done and it's out for delivery. So it worked.
Yeah. I need to have that practical hands-on experience.
Yes.
It'll happen.
It will.
It'll happen.
It'll happen midday Friday when you are ankle deep in Lunar books and whoever you're working with is neck deep in PRH books, and you will then angrily be on the phone with me saying, I don't understand why it's doing this.
Yeah, Lunar is a little bit bigger than it has been the last couple weeks.
And it's not even the next level week, right? I mean, there's a week that I think we're getting in Doom Patrol and Legion.
Yeah, that's the first week of September.
That's going to be a great
number
week.
Ones are on the same day.
Teen Titans, which we're getting a lot of.
What they like to do is put all the next level books. Hey, speaking of Teen Titans,
I think that's smart, by the way. Before we get into that, I think it's super smart. They did that for the first batch. And I think we were like, man, you're blowing your wad in 1 week. Why don't you spread these out more? Because people, much like the midnight release, by putting them all in the same week makes people try them all out.
Okay, since you said midnight release, let's talk about the midnight release.
Okay.
The first Wednesday in October, October 7th, is the day that all 3 midnight books from Marvel come out. Midnight X-Men, Midnight Spider-Man, Midnight Fantastic Four. Not only that, those are the only 3 books Marvel's releasing that week. Yesterday, we had someone in, and to be fair, Marvel did have a different release date for X-Men. Then they decided, no, we're going to make it all one and the same.
Yeah, again, originally it was supposed to be one a month.
Yeah.
August, it was X-Men the first month and then the other 2 over subsequent months. But they decided better to move everything to the same week. So X-Men got pushed back a bit, and FF for Spider-Man got moved up a bit, and they met in the middle.
And yesterday, Marvel put out a black and white Midnight Ash can that you can get for free while supplies last at Challengers. That just is like a promo book for the series. But anyway, somebody's in yesterday saying, "Oh, are the Midnight books out? I can't find them." And I said, "Oh no, they all come out October 7th." "Oh, I thought it was today." "No, they all come out October 7th. All three of them on the same day." "Okay, yeah, it was supposed to be today." Again, they all come out on October 7th. And then as they were checking out, I made sure to give them that preview book.
No other way to say this.
Backside up, so it had the release date listed. But because they're doing that on the same day, they're doing a fun promotion where, and this is the thing that Dow had asked for a while ago, and was even quoted in a quick piece by David Harper as suggesting so this week.
Oh, neat.
They should do a midnight release.
It just seems, I mean, you called it midnight.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge leap here.
They're doing it. They're doing a midnight release. Stores can opt in for a midnight release. So on 12:01 a.m., Wednesday, October 7th, we will be open for you to buy all three of the midnight number ones and all the variant covers and whatnot. And also, Oni is releasing Sabrina the Teenage Witch number one that same day, and that is also part of the midnight release. They're keeping it with the spooky darkness theme.
Yeah.
And
once upon a time, when one publisher has said, like, we're doing a midnight release, every other publisher eventually just goes, fine. But it seems like that's not happening this time.
Yeah, we'll get there. Oni is also doing a special midnight release cover for Sabrina number one, and we'll have that. And as Dal had just said, we've done midnight release a lot in the past when we're allowed to. And the way it works is we'll be there by 11:45 or so, and you're welcome to come in. We just cannot ring the books up until midnight.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think depending on the weather, we might not let people in until midnight.
Okay.
That might be
normally you're the proponent of letting them in.
That was a long time ago.
Okay.
That's not how we do Wednesdays anymore.
Sure. That's true.
Wednesdays used to be I don't know, if we show up a few minutes early, we open the doors, no big deal. Now it's like doors open at 11 a.m. on Monday.
All right.
Or on
well,
Wednesday.
We'll let you in at midnight. And we always say 12:01 a.m. So you realize that it means Wednesday morning.
One of the long-standing things in Challengers, there's a whole bunch of things that Patrick and I, hills will die on, basically.
Bitter recriminations.
And one of the weirdest, most idiosyncratic ones is that we have
differing definitions of the word midnight.
A contentious and almost violent difference of opinion as to if you, like,
we're both already on edge as he hasn't even said what we're getting at.
If a midnight release, for example, for these books, is it midnight Tuesday or midnight, like, meaning the night, or is it midnight Wednesday, meaning the morning? And that's why Patrick will always, like, we fought about this enough that
midnight is neither. It is the space in between.
A liminal space. Patrick does it as 12:01 a.m. whatever, Wednesday,
clear,
to make it clear, because
that it's Wednesday.
To him, like, saying midnight is confusing. And to me, it's like, no, if you say, like, midnight Tuesday, like, people know that means after 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday.
That's incorrect.
And Patrick, it's like, that is wrong, and he will not entertain that prospect.
It's not. Midnight means that space in between the night and the morning. So it means the next day. So midnight Wednesday is 12 a.m. Wednesday.
So
midnight Tuesday is 12 a.m. Tuesday. So to be completely clear, I always say 12:01 a.m. Wednesday.
I feel like it makes it less clear. But
how is that less clear?
If you make it, unfortunately,
the exact specific time.
Unfortunately, what we
misunderstand 12:01 a.m.
Unfortunately, what we have to tell Marvel is that we will not be participating in the midnight release because we will be selling them at 12:01 a.m.
No, we'll be selling them at midnight. We just won't say it that way because that's too confusing.
No, I'm sorry. All the language is going to say 12:01 a.m.
Yeah, so I would say 12:01 a.m. and that's why. But we will be open and selling the book, and we will not. In the past, we've done things where it's like, we'll open at midnight and stay open until 7 p.m.
Nope.
We don't do that anymore.
Nope.
We are open until people leave, which is usually by 12:30.
Yeah, which is why we stopped doing it that way, because we'll be like, oh, well, people can wander in whenever. And it's like, no one wanders in whenever.
And then you're there at 3:26 a.m., bored.
Hating yourself. Hating all your decisions up to this point.
like 15 more hours to go.
Yeah. So, no, if you are planning on getting your midnight books at 12:01 a.m. on Wednesday, I would suggest you get there at midnight because that's it.
When the kiddies are sleeping.
Yeah, don't plan on showing up at 12:58 a.m. It will probably be closed by then. We will probably be already at our homes by then.
But here's also the biggest sticking point. The only books we are allowed to sell at midnight
Currently
are the 3 midnight books and the 1 Sabrina book.
Yep. That's all that'll be on the shelves.
Yeah.
I want to make that clear.
Yeah. Everything else will not be on the shelf
It'll be in
or for sale until 11 o'clock when we normally open. As Dow pointed out, historically, other publishers said, yeah, go ahead and sell everything. We don't care. So far, that hasn't happened.
Yeah. There's still time for that to change, though.
Yeah.
For a lot of these publishers, it's nothing that they would have to drastically alter anything.
They just have to say, go ahead.
Yeah, PRH and Lunar already have advanced delivery. So while some stores might have some difficulty making that happen on a Tuesday night, Wednesday morning situation, pretty much nobody would. It's fine. Yeah, it would just need the other distributors or the other publishers under a distributor to say, yes, it's fine, go ahead. And that can be communicated as late as like the day before. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. And I'm sure there will be stores that will sell everything.
Absolutely.
We're not going to do it unless we're told we're allowed to.
Yep.
And when we get specific emails from publishers or from distributors saying only these books, we follow that.
Yep. I mean, some of it's just selfish. We don't want to lose our ability to have books in advance because that's the penalty that is being enforced by different distributors. If you break street dates, if you even break embargoes of don't open these blind bags, don't show off these covers prior to a release date, you can lose the ability to get books in advance. And that is, for the amount of product that moves through the channels now, we cannot afford to get them, Wednesday morning or whatever.
Looks like it was delivered. Check your...
Delivered.
Yeah, there you go.
I wonder if I can see the photos.
So
Yep, they're there.
Let's take a look. There's a door. Oh, so it was just placed. Okay. Well, hopefully that means that
I hope
recipient knows.
they would get all of those things.
Hopefully.
They would get all those texts.
Yep.
Yeah, basically, one of the things, I don't know if Patrick mentioned on
Wait, go back to that photo. I want to see how Molly packed it up.
Oh, yeah.
Because...
the same way we did them on Monday.
Okay, but we've discussed that we don't need to do that anymore.
No, the same way we did them on Monday, not the same way we did it on Sunday.
Right. But I mean, but it's not. That's not how you did it.
The way Molly and I did it on Monday
Okay.
is the way Molly did it today. After the way that I had done it on Sunday, which was different.
Okay. Well, from this distance, I couldn't.
I can't zoom it in.
Got it. All right.
That's as big as that photo gets.
It looked like it was a different thing than I expected.
It's in a white envelope.
Now I understand what it is. We're still on edge from that whole midnight thing. Listen to it in our voices.
I'm not. You're dead to me. Well, I can't remember what I was going to say about this. Yeah. So one of the things with the delivery thing that I don't know if you mentioned is that by default, the courier will take a photo of where they're leaving it and you will get a text of that.
Yeah, I didn't mention that.
Yeah. Because I think you had it physically handed to you.
Right, but he still had to take a picture of me holding it.
Sure.
And you should have gotten that picture.
Yep.
And even though I was smiling like an idiot, he did not take a picture of my face. He was just physically take a picture of the package.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with that hassle.
That's fine.
They don't want to deal with
That's
the
fine.
nonsense.
That's fine. So we have talked about...
No, the photo from this is just the outside of the building. There's the buzzer. There's the doorway.
Interesting. Yeah, he physically took a photo of me on the stairs holding the books. Weird. Also, those two pictures show nothing. They show a door and a buzzer. They don't show the books anywhere. Like, yeah, okay, that guy drove to the address.
Yeah.
But who knows if he didn't eat all of your fries first.
I know.
So we're doing the midnight release for the midnight books. Hopefully there'll be more, but we're doing that. But I started this by saying, speaking of Teen Titans #1.
Yes.
We don't have it carved in stone, but we're going to be doing a signing that features the Teen Titans writer. And by the time we do the signing, issues 1 and issues 2 of Teen Titans will be out.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
The signing should be, like, I believe it's scheduled tentatively for October 21st, which is a Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
So that'll be well after 1 and 2.
Well after 1 and when 2 comes out.
I assume a month later, the first week of October. How dare you put a book out and then wait 6 weeks plus or whatever? It'd be like 9 weeks.
That's how Dark Horse does it.
Yeah, fair.
I assume with DC they will have it out within 3
Yeah.
to 4 weeks. Yes.
Anyway, that writer is Kyle Higgins, and we're doing something with Kyle Higgins. We're not announcing what we're doing with Kyle Higgins yet, but he is writing Teen Titans #1 amongst many other books,
And I read Teen Titans #1. I thought it was really strong.
and we will be advertising it as partially a Teen Titans signing.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. We also have, and I never really planned to do the full, hey, here's everything we're doing, but up next is Batman Day,
Yeah, in September
September
19th, I think.
19th, Saturday, September 19th. It's the 86th anniversary? 87th? 87th. I think 87th anniversary of Batman's first appearance. And we will have the normal Batman Day shenanigans at the store. We'll be giving out free comics, not comics that DC has made for this event.
Nope.
They're not doing that this year. We will be digging up things of our own to give out to people when they come in. But the big draw, of course, is Batman of Two Worlds, the new comic book that goes on sale that day featuring Matt Fraction's Batman and Scott Snyder's Absolute Batman in the same book.
Yes.
Not together, but in the same book. All original material.
2 parallel stories.
And while we always offer 20% off of anything Batman-related comic books and graphic novels during the day, first of all, there's 2 rules. One, for it to be considered a Batman book, it has to have Batman in the title.
Right. Can't just be like a Justice League comic.
Correct. Or like, it's Nightwing. No.
Or DC Select.
Or like, oh, look, Batman guest stars in this issue of Harley Quinn.
Oh.
Has to be Batman in the title.
Yes.
But that is 20% off of all Batman single-issue comics and graphic novels, not action figures or posters. Also, anything new that week is not part of the 20% off. We will never discount brand new merchandise on the week or the day that it comes out. And that includes Batman of Two Worlds. However, Batman of Two Worlds, it's only $2.99.
$2.99. I think that's a pretty great deal.
So we'll have that available as well. And immediately after, i.e. a week later, on the 26th of September, Andrea Bell will be at Challengers for her brand new graphic novel, Framed. It is a younger reader's book about, well, a girl who's accused of stealing and destroying her classmates' art projects.
Wow.
And Andy is working on something a little bit extra, a little bit fun for the event. Not just a signing, but there may be a interactive component for younger readers.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, we have on Saturday, October 17th, Max Baer is coming in for his new all ages graphic novel Ever Trip.
Mm-hmm.
Max is a local artist, and like Andrea, he's done some work for us as well. He did a really great, fun bookmark for us a few years back.
Yeah.
And we're happy to have Max in for his book. And then the week after that, that Wednesday, will be the Kyle Higgins and guest event. And I want to say there was 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, that's all 5. That's everything we have coming up.
There you go.
That is, I'm also impressed I got all the dates right without having to look anything up.
That's fantastic.
So yes, that is good. And this has come up based off of our last podcast where we talk about the things we're happy about Marvel doing on the back end for retailers. And in that regard, I have a sales call with Marvel in just a little bit, going over all the midnight incentives and things like that. And when I say I have a sales call, what I mean is it's a group sales call with a bunch of retailers.
There is a sales call, and Patrick will be one of the people on it.
Yeah, there are definitely times when we have individual one-on-one calls with publisher representatives, whether it be a phone call or a Zoom meeting or whatever. This is a Zoom call for retailers, and I don't know that I'll be actively participating.
Yeah,
and I'll be listening.
This won't be wildly different than the regular ones that DC or Skybound do.
Yeah.
There will be creators on there. There will be marketing people. There will be statements and previews and maybe some questions, and that's about it.
But the last podcast we did was recapped very succinctly on an Instagram post by the Instagram account NotSoFunnyBooks. I believe the person's name is Marcus. I'm not entirely sure. So Marcus had taken our last episode and broken it down into a tight 2 minutes. And
As opposed to us keeping it to a tight 1 hour.
right. And I thought that was actually really neat to see somebody who's got a large following where they talk about comics regularly, like multiple posts, weekly, daily, I'm not even sure. A lot of absolute Batman speculation comes up. In fact, in a recent video, they were wearing an absolute Batman shirt, but like a collar shirt.
Oh, okay.
It was neat. And I appreciated the shout out as well, the calling attention to this very podcast. Thanks. And putting our logo up on the screen.
Sure.
That was neat.
Marvel's new leadership goes from MacGruber to MacGyver by doing something right and is at least trying to get back on top and seal that nuclear market share leak by using that chocolate bar in their pocket. They recently made 3 behind-the-scenes changes for retailers that, shockingly, seem like really good ideas. Shout out to Dal and Patrick of the Contest of Challengers podcast for breaking all of this down. It's a hell of a podcast, but I know that most of you degenerates can only take your news 90 seconds at a time, so I'm going to help you out.
It did lead to some back and forth on Facebook where it copied over to.
Patrick talked to people in the comments.
Yeah, and I know I shouldn't, but when there's just people who have a take when it's not their industry,
Uh-huh.
and it's one thing when if a topic comes up and somebody genuinely says, well, hey, why don't you do this? Or why is that a good thing?
Mm-hmm.
When the question comes from a place of like, I don't understand why this is good. Help me.
Yeah, curiosity.
Yeah, that's great. But when it's some, gosh, I don't want to say smug prick, but
I'm glad you didn't.
when it's someone who comes at it from, I know more than you, and you're dumb for thinking any of this.
The answer here is so obvious.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's harder for me to just let it go. And I know that one single comment will lead to a crazy back and forth.
Yep.
Like the
Yelp stuff.
The stuff from a couple weeks ago.
And much like the Yelp stuff, I don't care that you do it. I don't think it's valuable, but I'm not like mad about it. I've told you before. I told you earlier today, I don't give a shit like what like some stranger thinks about challenge.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, Patrick, know our brand. I don't care. It's your brand. Do what you want.
Yeah. I take offense to someone from the outside being like, well, you didn't know how to run your business. 1 week from today will be my 36th year as a full-time comic book retailer. Every year for the last, 10 years, I've called it out on social media.
Yeah.
And last year, 35, kind of a big deal.
Sure.
At 30, David Harper let me do a piece on Sketch about, being in this for 30 years.
At 40, he's going to take you on a whirlwind date.
But after 35, and more importantly, after October of last year, wait, was it October?
Uh-oh.
Was it really that long ago?
Oh.
At the point in which, I don't know if it's that long. I might be. Wow. Once I hit that mark, I've completely forgotten how, but once Challengers became a thing longer than my tenure anywhere else.
Yeah. When Challengers became the comic shop you've worked at the most.
Yeah. That's when it became the milestone that I care about.
That's neat.
So I won't be posting me holding up like a 3 and a 6 next year or whatever. Or I'm sorry, next week. Because I always do the store's anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And I would do my retail anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
But then last year I had the third of the milestone.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think I need to hit it. Anyway, I think I kind of know a little bit about this business.
Sure.
I think you do as well.
Yeah. I mean, I would always, caution anybody not to feel too confident in what they know or don't know or how well they run their business. Like when you had told me about some of the other stuff that people had been posting, like other retailers, it's like, well, yeah, the problem with retailers is that they're all their own bosses. So they all think they know the exact right way to do things. And anyone else who isn't doing it that way is either underinformed or kidding themselves. And it's like, no, that's just a different way of doing things. Or maybe your way isn't right for everyone. It might not even be right for you, and you just don't know that.
Yeah, there was a comment on a different platform from Ray Taylor who pointed out, like, well, this is available. Like, yeah, it is, but it is so unhelpful and so labor intensive if that was your resource.
Right.
I mean, yes, it is a resource, but let's say this isn't going to work. If you have a sentence you don't understand, do you need to look up every single word separately? That's not worth your time.
Right.
You want one source that has all the information that you want on it. And someone else is like, oh, well, they used to do this. Like, okay, A, they didn't. But B, even if they did used to, they don't anymore.
Right.
And that's hurt.
Yeah.
But when someone from outside the industry is like, well, pushing their glass up their nose, I studied economics in college. Apply it to this. Like, basically, they were saying, no, this is never how it works. To people that are telling you, this is exactly how it works.
Yeah. You're applying rules of business to the comics industry, and anyone who's worked in the comics industry will tell you that that is immediately a mistake you've made.
So the immediate mistake I made was saying anything at all, and I knew it. We knew it.
Which isn't, it's not a mistake. I just think it's not a valuable use of your time. Like, if it's
also, I'm still talking about it like 2 hours later.
Yeah, I mean, if you want
That's the stupid part.
If you want to make the post, great, fine. If it makes you feel good, fine. But like, there's going to be diminishing returns, and you're going to hit a point where you're like, oh, I'm responding to this thing, and I don't care anymore, but I can't stop responding to it.
Here's what it is. It's somebody cutting me off in traffic, me honking my horn, and them flipping me off because I honked my horn at them. That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
But I'm always going to honk the horn.
Yeah, the alternative is just letting it go, and there's an element of that that's good for your own peace of mind, but there's also an element of it where it's like, no, that person needs to be told they were wrong. Even if they don't change their behavior, they won't. If they hear that enough times, maybe it will start to sink in. It's like we were talking about, this is going to sound weird, we were talking about Kyle Starks. And you were mentioning that, we do really well with Kyle Starks stuff. Why doesn't Kyle Starks stuff do as well at every store? And it's because we mention Kyle Starks all the time.
And we don't mean on the podcast. We mean in the store to people because we love his books. Are you reading End of Life? Go read End of Life.
Yeah. Did you read Russell Heist? Russell Heist was great.
You should also buy Russell Heist from us because it comes with a free signed book plate that we're in the book.
We're in the book.
But more than that, it's a good book.
Yeah.
But it's a really good book.
We've liked Kyle's work for years. We've promoted Kyle's work for years. So even if people aren't buying all of those books, they're hearing from challengers about Kyle Starks all the time. It makes Kyle Starks feel like a big name in the industry. So when eventually one of his books has a premise or an artist or a publisher that clicks with potential customer, they'll be like, oh, Kyle Starks, I've heard about him. Like, I've heard that he's really good, even if they've never read a book. So it's kind of the same way with repetition with someone who's made some horrible mistake on the internet or someone who said something really dumb or aggressive or both, where it's like, you need to call that out. You need to correct them, because even if they won't acknowledge it now, they need to hear often enough that they were wrong. And then maybe in some small way, they will correct their behavior.
It's always a hope. But there's also always a point in any exchange where I make a mental note to myself that says, you're done. Don't respond anymore. And even if it makes me look like I'm running away from the conversation or like, what, you don't have anything else to say? It's just not worth my time.
Yeah.
And I'd even put like, I already said this isn't worth my time, so I'm not going to respond anymore after here. But I erased that part because who cares?
You don't need to do the like, I'm done talking to you.
Yeah.
Just be done talking to them. If they felt like they got some moral victory from it, I mean, let them think that. I don't know. It's not worth your time. It's to dissuade them of that.
It's never worth the time. And I wouldn't even have done it if they weren't so fucking smug. Anyway, it's stupid. It's stupid that it matters at all. The internet is stupid, but it's not, because in my Instagram feed came up a guy who plays music to animals in captivity. And it's so fun and wholesome, because the animals love it and they like rush up to him and they like sit down as a captive audience. He put a bunch of meerkats to sleep.
That's great.
They ran up to him and he's sitting on the ground with his legs outstretched with his back up against a wall. and they just start climbing all over him and like touching the guitar as he's playing.
Aw.
And then they just slowly fall asleep.
Aw.
It's adorable.
Adorable.
And to me, that makes the internet worth it.
Yeah.
And hopefully, this podcast is worth it as well. Thanks for listening.
And keep reading comics.
This has been Contest of Challengers. Thanks for listening. Keep reading comics. Challengers is located at 1845 Northwestern Avenue in the Bucktown neighborhood of Chicago. 773-278-0155. Keep up to date with new releases and events at challengerscomics.com and help fund this podcast at patreon.com/challengers.